Hi Midnight fans, this is Midnight Myra. Welcome back to my scary stories. The story for tonight is The Curse of Gehazi, The Greed That Never Dies, by Mr. Lights Out. Chapter 1, The Whispers Begin. It started as a whisper, drifting through the empty room like a breath of wind. The kind of sound that makes the hairs on the back of your neck rise, that makes you turn, expecting someone to be standing there. Kaleb sat in his small shop, a candle flickering beside him, the silver coins in his hands glinting in the dim light. They weren't his. They belonged to the merchant who trusted him. But who would notice a few missing? A voice, soft as dry leaves scraping across stone, slid through the silence. If you enjoy stories like this, know that I spend countless hours crafting these chilling tales just for you. Let me earn your subscription tonight and hit that bell, so you never miss the next terrifying adventure. I'll be ringing it too, every time a new story is ready to keep you on the edge of your seat. Now, let's dive back into the story. Is it time to take your reward? Kaleb's heart pounded. He spun around, knocking over the candle. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls. The room was empty. He told himself he was imagining things. It was the wind. Or exhaustion. That was it. And yet, something about the air had changed. He swallowed hard, his fingers tightening around the silver. He should have let it go. He should have never taken what was not his. But greed is like a seed. Once planted, it grows, sinking its roots deep. That night, the whispers did not stop. Neither did the feeling that someone was watching. Maybe someone is watching you right now. Chapter 2, The Greedy Servant. The story of Gehazi is old, one that many have forgotten. But his curse never did. Long ago, Gehazi was the trusted servant of Elisha, a prophet of God. He had seen miracles. The dead brought back to life. Poisoned food turned harmless. A Syrian commander named Naaman healed of leprosy with nothing more than 7 dips in the Jordan River. Naaman, overjoyed, had offered Elisha silver, gold, and fine garments. But Elisha refused. As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept a thing. 2 Kings 5 verse 16. God's power was not for sale. But Gehazi? His heart burned with greed. He ran after Naaman's caravan, his breath coming in short gasps. My master changed his mind, he lied. 2 young prophets have arrived, and they need silver and garments. Naaman, grateful, gave willingly. More than what was asked. Gehazi hid the treasures beneath his bed, his fingers trembling with excitement. But when he returned, Elisha was waiting. Where have you been, Gehazi? 2 Kings 5 verse 25. Gehazi forced a smile. Your servant went nowhere. Elisha's eyes burned through him. Did my spirit not go with you? A cold dread settled in Gehazi's bones. Elisha's voice carried the weight of judgment. Is this the time to take money, or accept clothes, olive groves, vineyards, flocks, herds, or servants? Then came the words that changed everything. Naaman's leprosy will cling to you and your descendants forever. 2 Kings 5 verse 27. Pain. Burning. A sickness that tore through his flesh. He gasped as his skin turned white, rough, cracked like dried clay. His fingers twisted, his face contorted. The curse had begun. Chapter 3, The Man Who Never Died. They say Gehazi never truly died. He faded from history. But whispers tell of a man who walks in the dark, his hands wrapped in cloth, his face hidden beneath a hood. Some claim to have seen him at the edges of markets, watching as merchants count their coins. Others say he stands outside homes at night, waiting for those who steal, who covet, who take what is not theirs. Sometimes, it begins with a whisper. A faint voice in the wind. Is it time to take your reward? If you answer, if you so much as turn your head, the curse finds you. Kaleb did not believe in legends. Until the night he woke up, his hands burning, his skin turning pale as death. The last thing he heard before the darkness swallowed him was the sound of dry, cracked fingers brushing against his own. And a whisper. The leprosy will cling to you, forever. Chapter 4, The Curse Lives On. The next morning, the merchant returned to his shop. Kaleb was gone. The silver coins were untouched. But there was something on the floor. A trail of white, flaky dust leading out into the street. No one ever saw Kaleb again. But some nights, when the wind is just right, a whisper drifts through the air. A voice, soft and dry. Is it time to take your reward? If you ever hear it, do not answer. Do not turn around. Because Gehazi is still out there. Watching. Waiting. And once he marks you, the curse never ends. Final note. Greed leaves a stain that cannot be washed away. You never know who might be listening. Or who might be watching. If you found this story chilling, let me know in the comments. Have you ever experienced something unexplainable? A shadow in the room? A whisper when you were alone? Subscribe for more stories. If you don't, well, Gehazi is always looking for new names to add to his list. Bible verses that inspired this story. This story is based on the biblical account of Gehazi in 2 Kings 5 verses 20 to 27. His greed and deceit led to a divine curse, marking him and his descendants with leprosy forever. 2 Kings 5 verse 16, but Elisha replied, As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept a thing. And even though Naaman urged him, he refused. 2 Kings 5 verses 20 to 22, Gehazi, the servant of Elisha the man of God, said to himself, My master was too easy on Naaman by not accepting from him what he brought. As surely as the Lord lives, I will run after him and get something from him. 2 Kings 5 verse 25, when he went in and stood before his master, Elisha asked him, Where have you been, Gehazi? Your servant didn't go anywhere, Gehazi answered. 2 Kings 5 verse 26, but Elisha said to him, Was not my spirit with you when the man got down from his chariot to meet you? 2 Kings 5 verse 27, Naaman's leprosy will cling to you and to your descendants forever. Other verses on greed and its consequences. Proverbs 15 verse 27, The greedy bring ruin to their households, but the one who hates bribes will live. 1 Timothy 6 verse 10, For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Luke 12 verse 15, Then he said to them, Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed, life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Be sure to come back for more spine-chilling stories. Are you brave enough to face the unknown? Hit like if you love horror, subscribe for more, and comment. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications, I'll ring it for you too. And if you're into horror that keeps you up at night, check out my books on Amazon, available in ebook, paperback, and hardcover. All from Mr. Lights Out, the master horror fantasy author from the Philippines. We make original stories for some scary fun. Writing and making videos helps me battle my seasonal PTSD, but once you start reading, will you be able to stop? Links in the description below. Big thanks to Lara's Horror Sound on YouTube. Subscribe, will ya? I have more stories coming your way.